So far, my FA Cup Road to Wembley series has been all about Bottisford Town and their incredible run, which this week sees them face their toughest test yet and easily one of the biggest games in their history, if not the biggest. They travel down to Worcestershire to face Bromsgrove Sporting in their first ever second qualifying round match. To recap their journey so far, they won 3-2 at Hucknall Town in the extra preliminary round, then saw off local rivals Winterton Rangers at home in the preliminary round, before beating higher graded Loughborough Students in the first qualifying round a couple of weeks ago. They play at the newly developed Barrett Steel Stadium in the Northern Counties East Football League, the 9th tier of English football, and 2 leagues below their hosts. Despite being on their best ever run in the Cup, their league form hasn't been brilliant. They come into this one off the back of a 3-2 home defeat to Silsden and a 5-3 loss to Frickley Athletic in what sounded like a great game. Bottisford Town currently sits 16th in the league, and with current form, home advantage and a 2-league difference, you'd have to put Bromsgrove Sporting as heavy favourites for this one. This is the FA Cup though. Form goes out the window, as does league position in some cases. I saw a solid defence and a determined, well-organised team against Loughborough, and they will give this one a go. And I have a feeling they'll push Sporting all the way. Whatever happens at the weekend, Bottisford Town have done themselves proud, though I have a very weird feeling about Saturday. Could we see an upset? Let's take a look at their opponents. Bromsgrove Sporting were only formed back in 2009 after the supporters club failed to take over Bromsgrove Rovers, who were in administration at the time. Sporting were given the lease for the Victoria Ground in time for the 2010-2011 season, with the original plan being that they'd ground share with Rovers, who were unfortunately liquidated at the start of that season. And with that, 125 years of history was gone. Before properly looking into the club, I'd originally thought Sporting were a reformed version of Rovers. I didn't realise they were a separate club. I was sad to see the demise of Bromsgrove Rovers, especially as I'd spent a lot of time training with them in the early 2000s. I even made a few appearances. They're a club I hold a lot of affection for, and I remember my time there very fondly, although I haven't been back to the Victoria Ground since Sporting were formed, so I'm really looking forward to going back there. Bromsgrove Sporting play in the Southern League Premier Division Central, which is the 7th tier of English football, and one level below the National League North and South. Their Victoria Ground Stadium has a capacity of 3,500, and their average attendance this season is just under 1,000. Sporting entered the FA Cup in the first qualifying round, where a late Theo Robinson penalty snatched a 2-2 draw at Belper Town and took the tie to a replay. They won the replay in dramatic fashion, 1-0 up until the 80th minute when Jacob Grattan's equaliser took the tie to extra time, despite Sporting seemingly dominating up to that point. Ryan Snape restored the lead in extra time, and then right at the death, Belper Town were awarded a penalty and a chance to take the tie into a penalty shootout, but it was blazed over the bar. I was out of breath just following that one on Twitter, so I can imagine what it was like at the ground. And I just want to say thank you to Bromsgrove Sporting for allowing me to use their footage in my video. Since that crazy replay, they've won 1-0 away to Biggleswade Town and conceded a very late goal to lose 2-1 at AFC Telford United in the league, a result that puts them 16th in a very close division. Bromsgrove Sporting have reached the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup once in the 2021-22 season, where they lost 5-0 at home to Grimsby Town. And I actually remember my team, Hereford, knocking them out as recently as a couple of years ago. So the journey continues at the Victoria Ground on Saturday. Can Bottisford Town produce another moment of magic, or will Bromsgrove Sporting be the team to continue my road to Wembley? I will of course be documenting Saturday's game and posting it on this channel after Monday lunchtime's third qualifying round draw. We're starting to get really close to that first round proper now. Please consider subscribing to my channel if this is something that interests you.